And then we're gonna come down and stretch and release the tension in the body, okay? Let's grab a bolster or a soft ball. I just am gonna use a block today, so I'll show you how to use those tools, and let's get started. We're gonna move to hands and knees and start with a simple, easy cat-cow, just to kind of warm up our bodies. So you're gonna start in tabletop with your back in a neutral position, and then we're gonna slowly begin to drop our bellies. This is going to begin to, you might feel baby start to lift up a little bit, and then engage your core and really suck baby in, lifting baby up as we lift internally as well. Pushing your shoulders to the ceiling. And inhale as you let your body drop to the floor. Exhale and begin to round, lifting baby and belly. And exhale, inhale. Let the movement come from the pelvis and not the lower back. So as we begin to make that change in direction, our pelvis is the one making that movement. So I'm engaging my core and baby in order to begin to make that arch in space. You don't need to do a deep arch here. Just go where you're comfortable. For this next move, we're going to really focus on the pelvis. If you need to, you can grab a ball and lean on that ball while we do these moves if your wrists are bothering you, or you can grab a bolster and do that. But we're going to really focus on moving the pelvis here. So instead of arching your shoulders, we're only going to move the pelvis. Engaging your core. Your upper body will stay in its position as we do these pelvic tilts. Warming up all those internal muscles. Really focusing on only moving the pelvis. So nothing else is moving here. Making sure to breathe. And it's not necessarily a big movement, like you shouldn't be going here. We're just gently moving in just a small movement. So now we're going to do some subtle hip circles. And again, we're focused on the pelvis here. So we're not going to get our chest and shoulders involved. We just want those to be nice and steady. Support them on your ball if you need to. And think about massaging all of the muscles inside. You might find that you've got a couple spots that are tight. I know I do, right up about here on my left side. So we're going to just focus on that pelvis moving in a big circle for the pelvis, but overall a small circle for the body. Pretend like you have a big pot underneath you and you're trying to stir it using just your belly. Now take your circle going the other way. You might find with this movement, some of the tightness in those muscles is starting to release. Good. If you need to, you can also sit on a ball and do these pelvic tilts or hip circles, not just lean on it. If it's comfortable for you. All right, let's make our way to a seated position and grab your pillow, block, ball, whatever it is that you have. And you want to take that, depending on your level, you can change the way the block is. You can set it this way, this way, this way, however you feel is going to be beneficial to you. And we are just going to gently squeeze that ball, block, whatever it is that we have, pillow. Squeeze it and let it go. We're gonna do 8 to 10 squeezes, and then we're gonna hold it. As we squeeze, lift up on your pelvic floor internally and squeeze together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. Ready? Here we go again. Squeeze it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And release it. Make sure you release those muscles. Ready? Here we go. 1, squeezing and lifting. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now release. Take a breath, releasing those muscles. And we're going to pulse now for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let go. Release it. Now lift and pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a very subtle movement. Someone looking at you is going to be like, what are you doing? Release. And last round of 10. Lift the pelvic floor and squeeze your knees together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. Good job. If anything hurts during this, you can stop that movement, just relax it and rest. We're going to make our way back to a standing position. We're going to stand at the top of our mat for a salute and mountain, finding a nice neutral position. If you get dizzy, allow your body to reacclimate to that move that we made. Adjust your clothing as necessary. Mine always moves around. Placing your hands by your sides, facing forward. Feet about shoulder width apart. Take a deep breath. Engaging your pelvic floor and your core. We're going to breathe in, bringing our palms to the ceiling for a salute, and begin to fold forward, doing a swan dive down. If you can touch your toes, having soft knees. Bring it up to a half forward fold, breathing in, and come back down. And back up, releasing that tension on the legs. Feel free to bend those knees. We're just going to try and stretch these out just a little bit before we start to work them. And come back down. And come back up to a half. Bending the knees. And down. Place your hands to the floor. Lifting your hips nice and high, just for a nice gentle inversion to let baby lift off the hips, off your cervix. And step back into Warrior One. Now Warrior One, I'm stepping back with my right foot, coming up. With your right foot, your heel is down in a Warrior One pose. And we want our hips facing that left knee in square position. It's not open like in Warrior Two. We want those hips nice and straight, but our heel is on the floor. It's a lot like the high lunge, only our heel is on the floor. So we're gonna feel that stretch all through our hip flexor. If you feel confident, you can lift your hands to the sky. Otherwise, feel free to grab a chair or the wall to help hold you steady. As you're here, tuck that pelvis in, engaging that core, keeping everything nice and tight. We can keep our hands on our hips here. And breathe, lifting gently through the pelvic floor. feeling your feet nice and grounded. We're going to slowly rotate our hip and foot to a goddess pose with cactus arms. Actually, I'm going to do V arms. Lifting that pelvic floor here. And try sit into it. We want to keep our hips forward. We don't want to arch our back. We want to keep it nice and forward. And our back is nice and tall. So having your arms up helps hold your body straight and tall. Engaging that pelvic floor. Deep breaths here. Holding steady and strong. Begin to walk your feet in. Relax your body for a moment. We are going to use our ball for this next pose, or your block. Place it between your knees. We're going to lift our pelvic floor while we squeeze our knees together and come down into a chair pose. Squeezing those knees together. Being nice and light with that squeeze, feeling your pelvic floor as it works together. It may feel good to do a little pulse here as we do our gentle squat. Strengthening our inner legs. And come back up. Deep breath. Set your block to the side. We're going to step back with our right foot into a high lunge. Now, high lunge is different than warrior one because we're on our toes in the back. Our hips are still facing front in our high lunge. We're just on our toes. If you feel like you are able to, you can come up to a crescent lunge. Engaging that core, holding your balance, feeling that stretch. When you're ready, place your hands to the floor. You can use blocks here. If this is too far, you can come down on the blocks like this, and then place them down and step back into a down dog for a nice gentle inversion. Again, we're trying to lift baby off the cervix a little bit. Breathe nice and slow. Keep your knees bent if you need to, pushing your chest toward your knees. You can pedal your feet. Lower your knees to the floor here. Untuck for tabletop. A nice, gentle breath. Tuck your toes. Engage your core, nice and gentle. Lifting baby, lifting on the inside. And begin to push yourself back into a down dog. Now, if you're able to, walk up back to the top of your mat into mountain pose. We're going to do those same moves on the left side for that balance. And I'm going to switch sides so that I don't have my back to you as I do that flow. So now we're in mountain. Feel free to wiggle your legs if you need to. Salute. And breathe out and swan dive down to the floor. Touching. Breathing in to half forward fold. You can pedal your knees a little bit here if you'd like. And breathe out, going back down. Breathe in and come back up to half forward fold. And down. Let your body hang, grabbing your elbows. If you need to have slightly wider feet for your belly, that is okay. we're going to come back up. Actually, we're going to step back with our left foot, keeping our toes pointed in a 45-degree angle, keeping your hips straight in front of you, like you have headlights on your hip bones. And where is the headlight lighting up? We want it to light up directly in front of you. So if you put your elbows at your waist, are they open? Where are they pointing? Keeping your foot down. So we're going to feel a lot of stretching through the back of the leg and this hip flexor here. If you feel like you can lift your hands to the sky, or you can hold a chair or the wall, engaging that pelvic floor and core, lifting that pelvis nice and forward. It might feel good to kind of do these pelvic tilts while we're here. Now we're going to open our hips, coming back to center. And remember, we want our hips tucked in, lifting the core, lifting that pelvic floor, and our backs nice and tall for goddess pose. This time I'm going to do the cactus arms. So we're going to have them forward and push in your shoulders backwards as you hold nice and strong. Putting your weight in your heels. You should be able to pick your toes up off the floor. If you need to come out of this, you can. We're going to stay here for another couple breaths. If you want to sink into it more, you can. Coming out, breathe, and grab your block or ball. We're going to step back to the top of our mat, placing our block between our knees. Lift that pelvic floor, engage it again if you let it go. Placing your hands in prayer. Your knees are bent and gentle, soft knees. Begin to gently squeeze them together as we lift the pelvic floor. And we're going to come down into chair pose for a narrow leg squat. Try not to lean too far forward. We want our chest kind of up as we come back. And feel free to pulse a little bit. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathing and come out. You can remove the block or ball. Taking a deep breath. We're going to step back into our high lunge here. You can have your hands on your hips. You can have them in prayer, or you can have them in crescent. Feeling that stretch throughout the hip flexor, lifting your pelvic floor. Engaging your core so that your belly's not just floating out. Bring your hands to the floor or your blocks and step back into a down dog. Deep breaths, allowing baby to back off your cervix just a little bit. If you feel like you can come down into dolphin and give yourself a deeper inversion. Backing baby off that cervix, really pushing your chest toward your knees. Drop your knees to the floor nice and slow. Coming up into tabletop. Allow your body to relax. I'm going to switch back around here. And we are going to stand upright. You may want your block for this, just for added support, or your ball, or a chair, or a wall. We're going to begin stretching a little bit here. So coming into your half split, low lunge. If anything hurts, you don't have to do that position, or just stay in the neutral position. So I like my foot slightly out farther so that I can lean forward in this pose, and you can use your block or blocks to stabilize you. I don't have two. You really don't want to be leaning too far. You can not only get stretch, but also strengthen with this one, which will help that pubic symphysis pain that you're feeling. Holding those positions, lifting that pelvic floor. It might feel good to probably not go side to side, but, and then pull back into the half split here. Your knee can be bent, that's okay. With your foot toes down, you'll feel some stretch along the front of your leg. If you place your foot a little farther out and lift your toes, you'll feel a deeper stretch along the back of your leg. I find I like doing both. So you can lift and flex and point with each breath if you'd like. Now come forward again, lifting that pelvic floor, pushing those hips forward, but don't push them too far. You have a lot of relaxing going through your body. So keeping those muscles engaged can help with that. With letting. I'm going to begin the setup for the leg stretch with my low lunge. You don't have to do that part. I need some more support under my knee before I do it. So let's pull back one more time into the half split. Breathing deep. Try and push your chest so that it's your chest going for your knee and not your forehead. Pushing that chest forward, keeping your hips and pelvis. Remember your street lights, your headlights. So push your pelvis back. Really focus on bringing your left side back as we push our chest forward. Bring that foot back. We're going to switch feet here. Beginning that low lunge. And again, you can use your block. And I want my hips nice and straight with my headlights facing forward, lifting the pelvic floor as I begin to slowly move forward, controlling that movement. Oh, I gotta adjust that knee. Bring back, pull back into the half split. And again, we're pushing our chest forward, bringing our hip back. So it's a very subtle movement. You can point and flex again. Now push back forward. I'm going to flex my back toes and come up in preparation. And I'm slightly rotating my shoulder back, feeling more of a deep stretch throughout my thigh and hip flexor as I begin to reach back, but I'm not going to lift because I need some extra support for my knee. Engaging all of that core and pelvic floor to hold you steady. Place your hands to the floor and pull back again into half split. Now bring that leg back. walk yourself to a sitting position. We're going to lay down, so come down slowly and gently. Place the block back between your knees. Putting your feet pretty close to your bottom. Engage your core and pelvic floor and begin to lift, holding that block steady between your knees. You don't have to go high. You can be down here, or you can come back up. Good job coming down. Relax that body, remove the block. Relax the pelvic floor. Bring your knees to your chest. And feel free to gently rock, kind of massaging that lower back. You can have your knees a little more open here if you need to for belly. If it feels good for you and doesn't cause you extra pain, grab your toes, your big toes, and open your legs up for a happy baby pose. You're gonna feel that stretch throughout the inner thighs, those muscles we've been working. And it might feel good to rock side to side here. If it doesn't, you can keep your knees together in this wind relieving pose, knees to chest, or you can hold your toes in a reclined butterfly, or if it feels good, you can do full happy baby. It might feel good to stretch those legs out a little bit. Bring your feet back in and lift your feet. You can place a block under your back to give you a little extra support if you'd like. It just makes it to where you don't have to hold your feet up as much. You can just really relax into this. This is also meant to help you relax your pelvic floor and help baby come off your cervix just a little more in a more reclined, relaxed position. So take deep breaths here. Make sure your pelvic floor is nice and relaxed. You've released all the tension, except for the body. Now bend your knees, place them on the floor. This feels really good. I'm going to lift the block out. We're going to roll to our side. If you're having any issues with heartburn, you should roll to your left side because the way the stomach is. Place a block or pillow between your knees. Place something underneath your head if you need to. As we get bigger, we need a little more support for baby. You can place a pillow underneath your belly here as well for a sideline savasana. And feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. When you're ready to get up, push up from the side. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Brittany. Make sure you hit that like button so I know you want more videos like this. Subscribe and hit the bell button so you're notified whenever our next video comes out. Have a great rest of your day.